Alright, so hey guys, this is going to be my Toyland tutorial. As like the other tutorials, I'm just basically going to explain the strats that I do, or just the strats that are generally the fastest to do in a full game run, and that are safe. And I'm also going to explain some easier alternative routes and strats as well. So, alright, let's start off with level 31. There's nothing too special about this level. I only did two small things to save time. So by the way, I'm only explaining my strats and then the easier strats, and that's generally the order for each level. So just fall down here, get the crystal, go up here. For here, if you hold the correct angle, you can kind of just go across the gap and then bounce up to the other side, like such. It's a bit annoying, but you can get the crystal as well, so you like this. And then just go here. If you don't want to do that, it's not that much slower to just go around. So get the crystal here, get the crystal here. Now at this point, I like to fall from here down to around where that other crystal is right there. You can see it. So, and just fall right off the side and land about right here at the crystal. If you want to do this strat, you can also go back and get the checkpoint as well. After that, I don't know if there's a good way to maybe land directly on the checkpoint. You can kind of do that, but that's not worth it. If you want to do this strat, just try and land right up around here. Get this crystal, crystal here, line it up here, and then just go straight into the goal. So yeah, you can do either one of those skips, jumping across the ice gap or jumping down to the crystal down there. But if you don't want to, it's not that much slower to go just around the level normally. So this skip here saves probably it saves 5 seconds or so. I just counted that out myself, 4 to 5 seconds. So it's up to you if you want to go for that, or you can just go around like I did. Just try out yourself, see if you can get it consistently, and if not, you can just do it normally. It's up to you. Yeah, that's one good thing about this game. It's just you can pick and choose whatever routes and strats you want to do, and there's just a lot of options for most levels. But this level's simple enough, where there's only two small things. For this level, there's really one small optimization that I do. So I go through here normally, and then from here, I fall from here, I kind of jump off, or just roll off onto the crystal you can see in the bottom right of my screen. The one farther down, or farther up the screen. So, like this. I just like to fall on top and land here. And it's a bit annoying sometimes. Right here, let's see if I can actually do it. Okay, so there, and then I kind of just pull back to land on one of these. And then I usually stabilize myself on this platform here, up against this wall, and just hold down right. And then just finish the level normally. So other than that, you don't have to do that. It only saves a couple seconds to do it, fall on top of that crystal, and it's a bit risky, so you could just do the level normally otherwise. So here, stabilize against this wall and hold down left. I think I said down right before, but I meant down left. So yeah. Nothing too special with that level. Just fall into that crystal if you want to, or just play the level normally, and play it at your own pace. I'd recommend going a bit more slowly on the platforms on the right, since they can mess with your momentum because of their angles. Okay, so long icy way. Alright, so this one's a bit annoying. So the strats that I do to start off, I just go here normally, and then here I like to fall from this part, and I'm gonna fall. Okay, I can't see it from the map, but I'm gonna basically go from straight left to straight right. I'm gonna turn 180 degrees, and I'm gonna land on the platform, the bigger platform with the entrance to the pipe, and wherever I land, I just go and get the crystal on it, and then I continue with the level, so like this. So I landed around here. Sometimes I'll land on the left side of that wall, sometimes I'll land up higher, sometimes I'll fall in the gap. Yeah, if I die, I usually just do something like this, like holding up and forward to get back to this platform. But yeah, that's the general backup because sometimes if I try and do the original strat, I just fall through this hole here sometimes. So that's a good backup to get back here. So I landed here, right? So if I land here, then I just go backwards, get the crystal, fall down here, and then there's a tiny optimization. I like to do a sideways jump over this wall. You don't need to. You can just roll around it, it's fine. Get this crystal. I like to jump this gap here, go up, and then I just finish the rest of the level normally. So I go here, fall down the different tubes, and then finish the level. So that's everything that I do. So if you want to do a bit of an easier route, I don't think there's many intermediate skips you can do here. Oh god. Yeah, I'm not used to doing the level normally, so. You can jump over this gap if you want to skip this moving platform, or you can just hold it over and go back. And then from here, it's a lot easier to do this drop down, which saves time. So if you want to just drop from here to here, it still saves a couple seconds, but then you risk not getting the checkpoint. And if you're doing easier strats, then you might want to get the checkpoint anyway. It really just, it's up to you. But if you go this way, then you have to deal with this narrow path as well. So just try it out. Try either going through the checkpoint or just falling down from the platform up here at the top of the screen. Just try both out and see what's comfortable for you. Just go through. You can roll around these walls. And then you can just use this platform instead of doing the jump. It's up to you with what you want to do. Dang, messed up. And then just finish the level normally. So try to go down these tubes as directly as possible. If you like spin around like that, then you're gonna lose a bit of time. So just try and go through them directly as best you can by lining it up. All right. So level 34. It's gonna be Hexagon, right? Yeah. Okay. So what I do is I usually jump through the first crystal and then like kind of land on the upper ground. So like, yeah, it's best to, I do it with a buffer jump at the start. It's best to show it like that. So like this, get the crystal, land on top of this dome thing right here. Just go hit the wall, get the crystal, fall down here. Once I get this crystal, I generally like to fall to the left and land as close to that crystal on the top left of my screen as possible, or just like within the hexagon right before it. So kind of like this. And like you see I hit this wall, I usually like to land like around this area right here. Or hit the wall and just stick. And then from there, I just go here. If the platforms aren't here, then I just hold directly forward. Okay, that was a bad example because I didn't hold it fast enough. If platforms aren't there, then you kind of just yeet yourself into the goal. But yeah. Or you can wait for the platforms to line up and then just go across. Either way works. So yeah, in general, you can go through the hexagons more slowly if you don't want to risk dying. But if you die, then a good backup is just to jump from here straight down to here, and then you're where you would have been. Like if you die trying to launch yourself across the screen. But normally, I'd say just try to practice like, oh, come on. I'd say just try to practice this launch to the left and see how consistent you can get it. So like, yeah, just like that. And that was a really good example because I lined it up perfectly, so I just shot right through this. And then here you can just go across the platforms if you don't want to wait. Or if you don't want to go straight across the gap. Alright, so next level. Okay, log rail. So you want to start off this level by going here, getting the crystal here. If your movement is fast, then you can just go over the top, get this crystal, and then be here. If your movement isn't fast, I would just react to the cycle of the magnet, or the magnifying glass, and just play it safe, pretty much. But yeah, as you get like a consistent speed and keep going more quickly, then you can like learn the cycle that works for you. But if you go quickly, then just going straight along the upper path works out fine. So then fall down onto this, go down here, get this, and then once you get this crystal, you can just fall up to here to this crystal. And then you can go across this path here, but it's only really faster if you just fall straight to the goal. I usually just go up like this and then just go down and hit the goal, because this is a bit risky. Like this path over here is a bit riskier and it saves like 1 second. So like you would do something like that, but like I said, here I just missed it because you have to, the only way to make it like even decently fast is if you just fall straight to the goal. So I don't do that in runs, but you can experiment with it if you want. But other than that, I'd say that the only thing that you could forego if you don't want to is this fall to the hexagon, and you could just go through the rails normally. Although I definitely recommend trying it out because it's not that difficult and it saves a decent amount of time. Plus you could also end up dying on the rails anyway, so I'd say if you can try to practice that and see if you can get it consistent. It's not too bad. Alright. Zigzag. Okay, so the strat that I do is I jump down to this crystal on the right first, like this. Usually I like to jump right on top of it. I jumped a bit too far to the right there, but if you jump on top of this crystal, roll down these slopes, get this crystal, fall down here, get that crystal. And you want to jump down and slightly to the left. So if you see, you can see on the bottom left of my screen, there's a path with the crystal on it. You want to try to jump to that path. So it's down and slightly to the left. So like that, you'll land right here. Or you can just jump down onto the conveyor belts and then just go to the path here. Then what I do is I like to kind of launch myself off of this slope and then hold forward and correct my angle to land on top of the platform at the upper right. So kind of like this. And I land right here. Get the crystal, fall down to the bottom conveyor. Yeah, see, I'm doing it slowly, so I'm dying. Okay, so I just want to show it again. Fall down to the bottom conveyor and then fall down to the bottom left at the end of the conveyor to land on the platform. So down here. So if you want to get a better idea of the fall, that's what it looks like. So just down and left off of the end of the bottom conveyor and just go into the goal. There's a couple easier alternatives if you're having issues like lining up the jumps. There's an easy alternative at the start, so instead of jumping into the crystal over there, you can just fall down, get this crystal, climb up this, get this crystal, and then just slowly fall down here. And you really don't want any like downwards momentum. You want to fall off, and then like you might want to actually hold a little slightly forward as like right after you fall off, because it's a kind of annoying fall to make. So like this, and then you'll land right on this platform. Get the crystal, and you can do the jump that I said before, but if you're not having issues with that, then you can also go up here and fall like straight to the right down to the checkpoint, and then just go down and then continue the level like normal. If you want to go up this slowly, then that works as well. Just so you're laying on the little path here, then go up, get the crystal, fall down, and I definitely try learning this drop here. I don't think there's a good fast alternative. If you really are having issues with this drop down here, down to the platform on the left, then once you get this crystal over here, then you can just finish the level normally if you want. Like such, fall down here and get the goal. And then if you don't want to do any of that stuff, you can just play through the level all the way normally, which is, it's pretty slow, but it's consistent. So like this. Probably not going to show the whole thing, but you go this direction, fall down here, and then do the rest of the level in the normal way. Not like not that launch, but like go up this path slowly, and then just finish the level the way I just showed. So yeah, the middle route that I showed, I believe, is faster than the casual route by a decent amount. So you can experiment with that. You can experiment with the strats I do, and just find out pretty much what works for you. So alright, 37, treasure hunt. Alright, so for this level, the strats I like to use are go up here, get this crystal, here, get this one, and now I want to fall from this crystal down to the crystal at the bottom of my screen, like right next to the AB here. And then reset the instant I get that crystal. So here, I'll just show it off in real time. So get this crystal, fall down here, and I missed it. I was a little bit high, I hit the wall here. I'll try it one more time. So this is a skip that I like to go for in runs. I'm not entirely consistent with it, but it's not that risky, because like, go here. Again, I missed it, but yeah, you just want to fall into that crystal right over there. Yeah, this one right over here. You can go for it or not. If you miss it, it only loses a second, because if you don't want to go for it, the strat is to get this crystal and then reset instantly. So yeah, so you're resetting anyway, so if you miss the skip, you only lose 1 second. If you hit the skip, it saves 3. So you can go for it or not, doesn't really matter. It's up to you. But yeah, so the general strat again is to go up here, and go up here, and if you don't want to go for the skip, go up here, get the crystal, reset, go forward, and then go up here, get the crystal, and then don't fall off like I did. Get the crystal, and then go to the right. Now, if you hit the skip, whereas you get the first 2 crystals, then fall into the third and reset, then you can just go straight to the right, because you don't have a crystal to get on the left. So let me see if I can show it. I'm probably not explaining it that well, but here, so I got the skip, you heard the crystal noise. So now since I hit the skip, then I just go up here to the right and continue the level. But if I don't miss the skip or I don't want to go for it, then this is what the movement looks like. So go here, get the crystal, reset. Okay, I'm bad. My arm is sore for playing a lot yesterday, so that's part of the reason. Alright, so here, get the crystal, and then go up to the right here. Now what I like to do is I like to fall from the flat part here to the flat part here and just like stabilize myself. Or you can take it a lot more slowly and just like roll right off. Go here, and then go up here, get the crystal, fall down onto the magnet, and I usually just like fall straight to the right through the crystal. Or you can go more slowly, just roll up against the wall, then tilt up here. And another small optimization I like to do is falling from right here up to the crystal here, like that. But again, that's optional. You could also just, oh jeez, my bad. You could also just go up here and then slowly fall up here. And then you go to the right, get this crystal, go here and get the checkpoint. If you miss the skip or just do the normal strat, and your movement is really solid, by the time you get to here, the platforms will be lining up for you like that, and you can just go straight through. If you hit the skip and you have good movement, then they're not going to be like this. So you have a couple options. In general, one, just wait for the platforms to line up and just roll across. Or if you don't want to wait for them and they're like really far apart, you can just jump across, do a sideways jump across the gap, which is pretty risky. But I'm pretty consistent with it, and so is Callum. He's another good runner. I'm not sure exactly what strat he does, but in general, this is a good jump to go for at high level if you don't want to wait for the platforms to move back to their normal position. So you just jump across like that. It's a bit finicky to go for, so it's up to you if you want to try it. So then, yeah, after you get across this, whatever way you do, go up here, get the wall, get this crystal. Now what I like to do is I like to just there's only 2 crystals left in the level. This one down at the bottom of my screen, and there's one you can see at the bottom left of my screen right now. That one all the way over there. So you can skip this iteration of the loop here by just falling from the crystal that I get right here down to this crystal. So that's just a small skip you can do. Or if you're not comfortable with that skip, then you can just go around and then just get down to the crystal here. Again, whatever you're comfortable with. Just go here, and I like to fall straight from here down to the goal, or you could just go through the rest of the path normally. Doesn't lose much time. Alright. Level 38, Skywalk Way. This is a level that if you go through the level with casual strats, it's really slow, like normal strats. That's because this is a huge level with only 5 crystals. Generally, if it's big levels with few number of crystals, they're going to be big skips that you can do. So I definitely recommend trying to do skips in this level. So I'm basically going to explain my route, and then I'll explain one easier alternative you can do at the end. So here, just get this crystal, and you want to get this crystal and then reset, because all of that movement on the right side of the level, all you see in the it's hard to get here. Let me go over here. So all this movement from like the bottom right of my screen to the crystal at the top right takes a while because you have to wait for moving platforms and everything. So if you reset once you get the 3rd crystal, you want to fall from basically here or here all the way over to the crystal on the right side of my screen that you can see right here. So very on the like the right side, the upper right hand side of my screen. So kind of like this. Okay, and then just fall right to this platform. That's why you want to be using a ball that has minimum reduced bounce stat, like minimum bounce stat, after you edit the flash ball stats, because that'll make this trick a lot easier. So here, just roll off, hold upright, and it's a bit finicky sometimes. Roll off, hold upright, and land on this platform right here. After that, get the crystal, go down this path, get this crystal here. Once you get this crystal, by the way, get it by collect it by like being on like the bottom half of this platform. After you get this crystal, you want to reset instantly. And there's 2 different strats that you can do for the end of the level. You can jump straight onto the goal or straight onto the path where the goal is and then finish. Or if you don't want to try that jump, you can just roll down to this platform here. And then you can finish the level normally by waiting for the pipes to show up. Like this here. And then just going down and finishing the level. So you can do either version of the second skip at the end, but the first skip that I showed where you rolled down, over to the platform on the top right is pretty much essential to get a decent time on this level. If you want to go through it casually and then just do the second skip, it's up to you, but I definitely recommend trying that skip out because it saves a lot of time and really isn't that hard once you practice it and try and get it consistently. But again, it's up to you. If you want to, if you find you're inconsistent with it, you can just forego it to starting out, but that's my recommended strat. Alright, level 39. 3 plates. This is like, I think the longest level in Toyland if you play it fast. But yeah, so, it's second longest behind Treasure Hunt. Anyway, so the strat that I do to start here is I want to, basically you have 1 crystal to collect up here. So I like to kind of go onto this upper half of the slope platforms and then turn my Wii remote sideways to go through the crystal and then land on another crystal farther to the right. So like this. And I land like right at this crystal. If you don't want to do that, then you can just kind of do the start of the level normally, as I'll show now. So just go through, get this crystal, go through here, and then get this crystal. So my movement saves a few seconds, like the fall to the right that I do. So you can do whatever one you're comfortable with. So go over here. You can sideways jump over this cap here to get to that crystal. I usually don't. It saves like half a second, if even. Get this crystal and fall to the left, and get the checkpoint. So fall down here. You want to go off this little lip here onto this crystal here. You can go quickly along this pipe as fast as you want, but just be careful not to fall out. And the instant you get to this section of the pipe, just wait so you can stabilize, because you don't want to go flying out the bottom of that pipe at an angle because you will die. So just go quickly here, then wait, stabilize, roll down into the checkpoint. Now there's one small skip that you can do here. It's just, you can see the bottom of my screen, there's no crystals, so you can skip the pipe by just going up here to the left and then rolling on top of this crystal here. Or you can just go down the pipe normally. It's really up to you. It saves a couple seconds to just jump to the crystal here. You don't even have to jump. You can just roll off the side of the plate here and just go down into the path here. After you do that, you can pretty much just finish the level normally. Here, small little time save, just go over the wall to the right instead of going down to the left. Saves like half a second. Alright, final level. Level 40. There are 3 optional skips that you can do here. The first one's pretty tough, and I'll go ahead and show it off. You have to do it from the start of the level to have a certain angle. So, you hold about halfway, it's hard to explain, about halfway between straight vertical and upside down, so like 135 degrees from normal. You want to land on top of this crystal and then buffer a jump to skip all of these and land right down here. So I'll do it in action. So like angle it. Okay, I messed it up. Basically, after it's hard to explain it and show it at the same time. After I hold the angle at the start, once I start moving, I want to slowly reset to normal, do the buffer jump, and then try and land where I'm supposed to. Okay, let me just focus on doing it now. There, and then right there. So that's the skip that I do. It's a bit annoying since you can't see where you're going. You have to jump a little bit to the left to land right here. But that saves a few seconds because you don't have to do the back and forth. Like if you don't want to do that skip, then you have to go through these. Oh my goodness. See, I don't do a lot of these normal strats, so I keep forgetting what's coming up. Alright. Go around here, get the crystal in the middle, and then go down the back and forths now. So my skip at the start saves multiple seconds, and if you're consistent with doing skips at the start of levels with holding certain angles and buffer jumps, then you can try it out. It's pretty difficult, so I would recommend only going for it if you're really confident with your jumps and angles. Okay, so once I get the crystal here, or once I land here, I guess, I go down here, get the crystal, up the wall, across the path, hit the checkpoint. Then the rest of the level continues as normal. So So here, you want to, essentially, the next skip is you want to jump from this crystal. Either you get the crystal by going over to the side here. You can jump, you can like go back up here and jump from here to the crystal here. That's one way to do it. The way that I like to do it is just to go through the hole here and then jump from this platform up to where the crystal is right here. If you want to try the skip, but there's like a slightly safer way to do it, you can jump to the checkpoint instead. So if you mess up somewhere in the rest of the level, then at least you have a checkpoint farther down. So like you want to basically just try and jump to the checkpoint on the right side of my screen here. So just jump right here, get the checkpoint. So there's a few variations of that skip. Just try whichever one you want, whatever one you're comfortable with. Now, the strat that I've recently started going for here is the third skip. It's really hard, and I probably wouldn't recommend going for it unless you're really good at jumps that get you a lot of height. So basically, I want to jump from this platform, usually right here, since this is where I got the crystal, up to the platforms you can see up at the top right of my screen. Usually I like to do the second one from the goal, so the one right before the crystal I like to jump to. So like this, and land right here. And then I just get the crystal and then finish it in the goal. That skip is really hard, and it took me a while to get used to it, and even now I'm only like 50% consistent at it, so I definitely recommend, if you're just learning the game, do not even try attempting that skip in runs. It's not worth it at all. Alright, so anyway, if you don't want to do that skip, then here, I'll show an easier method of doing the ending. So here, you can just go up these normally, if you want, and then go into the cannon. Another way you can do it is just jump as high as you can. Okay, well see, it's a bit risky. Just jump as high of a section as you can, don't overdo it, and then just climb the rest of the way. And then go into the cannon here. You can also, slightly riskier, this is what Callum does. Go right here, if you hold slightly forwards and roll up the wall, then you can land in the cannon and skip the last back and forth. I was never really good at that strat when I wasn't doing the big skip at the end here. But if you want to go for this right here, you can. Saves like a second or something. Then once you get up here, you can go down all these platforms normally if you want. Or if you want another small time save, after you land up at the top, you can just fall straight down to this platform here, skip the two on the right, and then just finish normally. So there are all the variations for level 40. Has a decent number of variations. So just pick whatever you're consistent at, and once you get better, there's those couple hard skips that you can go for. So, alright, I think I explained everything in Toyland to the best of my ability. So that's Toyland tutorial. Next I'm going to be doing Night Town tutorial, and Space tutorial, and Secret tutorial, and then that'll be done. So, look forward to those soon. So yeah, alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.